The city's pulse, once a steady thrum of life and commerce, now beats a frantic, discordant rhythm. It was a Tuesday like any other, the afternoon sun casting long shadows between skyscrapers, the symphony of honking horns and distant sirens a familiar urban lullaby. Then, the melody shattered. A single scream, sharp and piercing, cut through the noise. It was followed by another, and another, until the air was thick with a chorus of pure, unadulterated terror. Cars, no longer vessels of progress but steel coffins, swerved and collided in a cacophony of screeching tires and shattering glass. Down on the street, the first of them appeared. They were not running, they were shambling, their movements jerky and unnatural, their eyes vacant voids of hunger. They were the city's dead, returned to feast upon the living. The hard-boiled comic veneer of urban life cracked, revealing the raw, visceral horror beneath. Panic was a contagion, spreading faster than the bite, a tidal wave of bodies fleeing an unstoppable tide of decay. Days bled into a nightmarish blur. I moved through the skeletal remains of what was once a metropolis, a ghost in a city of the dead. The towering structures that once symbolized ambition now stand as tombstones, their glass facades shattered like broken teeth. I navigate the labyrinthine alleyways, the stench of rot and stale fear clinging to the air. They are everywhere. Hordes of them, a relentless, groaning mass drawn by the faintest sound, the merest hint of life. I press myself against the cold brick of an abandoned storefront, my heart a frantic drum against my ribs as a pack shuffles past, their guttural moans a soundtrack to this new, broken world. A close call in a ransacked pharmacy, their grasping, decaying fingers just inches from my face. Another near miss in the hollowed-out shell of a subway car, the darkness alive with their silhouettes. My face, reflected in a grimy puddle, is a mask of exhaustion and primal fear, but behind the terror, a flicker of raw determination burns. I have to keep moving. That I have to survive. For a fleeting moment, I find a sanctuary. A second-floor apartment, its door reinforced with a heavy bookshelf, its windows bordered with splintered planks of wood. Silence. It's a heavy, oppressive thing, a stark contrast to the constant chaos outside. The only sounds are my own ragged breaths and the distant, almost imagined groans of the dead. I allow myself to rest, my back sliding down the wall until I'm seated on the floor, the weight of the past few days crashing down on me. The apartment is a time capsule of a life abruptly ended. A half-eaten meal on the table, a child's drawing taped to the refrigerator. I scavenge what I can, a can of cold beans, a half-empty bottle of water. Each small victory feels monumental. In this quiet solitude, the sheer scale of the apocalypse settles in. I am utterly, terrifyingly alone, a solitary candle flame flickering in an all-consuming darkness, vulnerable to the slightest breeze. The respite is brutally short-lived. A low, persistent scratching sound begins at the door. It's joined by another, and then the sickening thud of bodies throwing themselves against the barricade. The wood groans, splintering under the assault. They found me. Panic gives way to adrenaline as the first decaying hand punches through a weakened board. I grab the only weapon I have, a heavy iron fire poker. The door splinters, then bursts open. They pour in, a wave of grasping hands and snapping teeth. The fight is a frantic, brutal dance of survival. I swing the poker, the impact a sickening crunch of bone. They fall, but more take their place. It's a close-quarters nightmare, a whirlwind of flailing limbs and guttural snarls. The air is thick with the coppery scent of old blood and the dust of my crumbling fortress. I fight with the desperation of a cornered animal, every ounce of my being focused on one singular, primal goal: live. Battered, bleeding, but unbroken, I burst out of a back window, dropping 2 stories onto a pile of trash bags. The sun is beginning to rise, casting a pale, sickly light over the ravaged landscape. I limp away from the breached hideout, not daring to look back. The city smolders on the horizon, a vast, sprawling graveyard under a bleak, grey dawn. The silence has returned, but it offers no comfort now, only an affirmation of my isolation. Hope is a luxury I can no longer afford, a faded photograph from a world that no longer exists. All that remains is the instinct, the deep-seated, animalistic drive to take another step, to breathe another breath, to survive another day. I walk on, a solitary figure moving towards an uncertain future, swallowed by the immense, desolate panorama of the end of the world.